Authenticity and transparency are the components of Tonette Velasco's confidence in her work and leadership. Miss Tonette, welcome to the show called Self-Made.
It's my pleasure, and I'm so honored, diba?
Kasi we really want you to share your journey being a successful woman.
Wow.
Yeah. So with that, can you start with us with your childhood?
I was born in a family that was poor, financially poor, in Bicol. So I was born in Albay. It's called Malinaw. It's a town at the foot of Mayon volcano. But I was schooled in Naga City.
Okay.
So I went to a public school, Naga Central School. My late father was a public school teacher.
Oh, I see.
And then when he retired, he was doing administrative work as a clerk in the division office of Department of Education in Naga City. My mother was a full-time housewife.
Oh.
And then to make ends meet, she would take on laundry work from our neighbors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she would cook food to sell.
Okay.
She was the best cook I knew. And in a way, that kind of poverty was a blessing. So when I was graduating from grade school, I said, the only way I can change the world is if I hold political power.
Oh,
and at the time,
I see.
the political leaders that we had were mostly lawyers. President Marcos, President Ninoy Aquino, even now we still have JPE, Frank Drilon. So I thought, the only way I can get there, the only way I'll be president of this country is if I were to be a lawyer. But honestly, I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
But my family's resources would not be able to support that.
Okay.
There's no working student program for med school.
Okay.
While I was in law school, I was teaching at the UP Political Science Department, where I also graduated from. And then I was a contractual employee at the Department of Labor. It was a child labor project.
Okay.
And when I was visiting the vegetable farms in Benguet, the fishing villages in Mindanao, the oil farms in palm oil farms in Sultan Kudarat, then I realized, seeing these families, talking to the children, the child laborers, I thought, oh my God, this must be the reason why I will be a lawyer.
That's so nice, ah. So is it when you were a kid, you're a pasaway? Kasi sabi you're tomboyish.
Yeah, but I was like the strict type na following the rules. Even the barkadas of my brother and my younger sister, they were afraid of me. So I'm like the disciplinarian type. Yeah. So I was manang, diba? They would call me manang. So my younger sister said, every time when she was assigned in Malaysia, and then I visited, and then she introduced me, she's my ate. Really? She looks younger than you and she's more kikay. Then she says, yeah, she's late bloomer. Which is true.
And did you ever regret going into government? Because, work in the government, you don't make lots of money.
We do not seek public attention or rewards, for that matter, as a motivation.
Yeah.
Our driving force really is we want to serve.
Yes.
We were all self-made in that sense.
Yeah.
And we are driven by a very strong desire to help the country.
To help the country.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My God.
And by the way, you said it doesn't pay much in government. Now we have a competitive salary structure. And if you're modest, you're living a life that's not ostentatious, you can live within your means. You don't have to be corrupt. So in the end, it's the set of values that people have.
Yeah. So what's your message for the bashers?
The bashers, do I have
so many. Instead of bashing negative things, why they should create something?
Because most often, people who negatively criticize are coming from a corner where there is something deep-seated.
Yeah.
That's also, may hugot din sila.
Oo.
So I try to understand. And I pray for them.
So you never get upset? Or
I'm
challenged?
I'm just human. Sometimes I get upset, but I remind myself, Sir Orly Mercado, when we were in defense, and I think he borrowed that from Winston Churchill, he would remind me, hey, you will never get to your destination if you stop at every barking dog.
What's your best message then to people working in the government that, they can really, how to be inspired or how to do what's right to really protect the country?
Well, for one, you really have to start with the right motivation. If your motivation is to enrich your pocket, government is not for you, right? So if your motivation is to serve and to help others, this is the perfect place. And it's a thankless job, as you said.
Yeah.
We're not recognized. If you do good, nobody affirms you. If you do bad, everybody bashes you. So it's a thankless job. So you just have to go move forward. When I was in those many situations, I remind myself with what Sir Orly and Ma'am Pat, my previous bosses, would tell me. Stay focused. Stay focused on what you need to accomplish. So get that focus, but also stay grounded. And it is best that we are always grounded on our connection with the divine. Because in the end, our ultimate goal is not here, right?
Exactly.
It's way beyond here. And you will not be able to earn your room in the house built by your father if we didn't do well here. And maybe that's the ultimate measure of success.
Yeah. There's so many things that we need to do. You see, one of the vision that we're working on, and that's why we're doing the HSCO events now, to really make Philippines a first world country and target 2030.
Yeah.
You think that can be done?
Well, the fact that you saw it and you envisioned it to happen, it begins with a dream, right? Yeah.
Okay.
It should.
So what's your message then to everybody, to all Filipinos around the world, in order to hit that?
Well, we only have one country as Filipinos. I hope that you will make your own ambag. You know, former President JFK, right? He asked that question. He said, do not ask what your country can do for you, but what you can actually do for your country. I hope that we will sustain the authenticity as Filipinos, that we are a great culture and race, and we only have one country. So what ambag are you willing to give?
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful, right?
Thank you.
And now, so what's your best message then to success or to all women to really be who they are?
I would like to believe that one of my great powers is that it's the power of authenticity.
Yeah,
And authenticity requires that you have integrity, that you are transparent, that you have vulnerability. And in that vulnerability, you will actually find strength. Because when you acknowledge that you're weak, you are inadequate, you are insufficient, then only the grace of God will make everything adequate.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I am Rebecca Bustamante, and this is Self-Made.